Hello, everybody. This is Expansion Network. I'm Angel Rebo from Dallas, Texas, and we have us every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kasey Wallace. Hi, Kasey. How are you?
How I'm so good. How are you doing this week, Angel? It's still cold here in Georgia. Has it still been cold there in Texas for
Not
you?
anymore. Not anymore. We're almost pre-spring here. We can't complain. All the energy is already out there to make this incredible season of spring be so close to us. Only 1 month away. And how is everybody's weekend going?
Yeah.
How everything has gone? Actually, as we know, there's people from South Asia that are already on Monday. We are still on Sunday. Again, every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the Ask Julius Show, a show in which the audience asks questions to Julius and the group of entities who are channeled through Kasey. All right, so it's been a great week. Lots of things happening out there. I'm sure that a lot of the questions from the audience are going to be related to what's going on in this Earthship. And let me actually post a few messages from the audience. Ursula Baker, hello, beautiful souls. The one and only Greg Nyman Jr. Hello, everyone. Love this space. He is on fire, and so is Hilda. Hello, everybody. Beautiful souls. Hello, love, says Wendy Pala. And then our team. Happy Sunday. So great to be here with you all. Absolutely. And actually, let me go straight ahead and start asking questions because Julius can't wait. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the questions that we have offline, and I will be posting one as fast as possible. Okay, so this question comes from the one and only, but before that, actually, we have Lori here as well, saying hello, everyone. It's great to be here with you guys. I so enjoyed our last class. There she goes. All right, so let's post this question. And let's start with our incredible battery of questions. Let me see if I can do that fast enough. All right. Here it is. Okay. And this is the question from Star Caliber. So if I am source, then I am not able to automatically transmute songs I sing in karaoke if it makes me happy to sing. That's her question.
Yeah. At the level of consciousness that you're at right now, Master, that is a truth because you are not in a space where you fully know and embody that you are source. The limitations that you are still having in your life are proof of that. But we love that you want to accept that truth, that you are working to accept that truth, that you are working beyond your programmings and your limitations and things of that nature. And that is not an insult to you, Master. That is the truth. Okay. In order for you to be able to transmute that type of situation that is going on, you would have to be in a fifth level of consciousness, which you are not in yet. But we want to encourage you to continue on your conscious journey, continue to do everything to work on your vibrational state, for there is nothing more glorious, more transforming, and more expansive than to be in the high levels of consciousness.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next question from Amy the Artist 1. Good evening. What are the archangels and angels? How many types are they? What do they do? Why do they exist? What for?
So, Master, every embodied aspect of you is doing the exact same thing. Okay. Getting to know itself as source in different forms and in different situations so that they may know themselves as source in that form and in that situation. Okay. So the vastness and the variable and the infinite aspect of that which you are is allowing you to know yourself infinitely. Okay. And your finite mind, while you are in body, cannot even grasp the vastness of what all of that entails. Okay. But every essence of you, okay, so you are source energy, as is every other sentient, and every version of frequency is experiencing itself in a variation to know itself through that variation. That's what you're doing. That's what every type of being is doing. That's what every form of existence of thought is doing.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let me remind you that we have a special, and the special is here already. Go ahead and scan this QR code because you're going to see an incredible special, the same that we had last week. We want to remind you of this incredible opportunity that you have in front of you, and we are going to continue with the questions because we have a lot of questions. And the next question comes from Elizabeth Wald. Hi, Julius. What is the reason for cherry angioma, red spots on the skin, and how to get rid of it? All doctors I contacted do not know anything about it. Thank you.
So sorry, we missed the question a little bit. What are the red dots on?
It's called a cherry angioma. The reason for cherry angioma, red spots on the skin.
So, Master, they're mostly just toxicities in your body. So toxins in your body. Okay. So your skin is a disposal system. It is the biggest disposal system of your body. People think that your intestines and your bowels and things of that nature are how you dispose of your toxins, but your skin is the biggest detox or disposal system. Okay. Things that are coming out of your skin are toxins. They are toxins. End of story. Okay. So that can be parasites, that can be metals, that can be plastics, that can be all forms of toxicities. But that's what that is. And the medical teams and the medical doctors are not trained to understand that, because they're programmed to inject all of those poisons in you and then never understand that that's what's coming back out of your system. So things that come out of your skin are toxins, period. Period. That's even what moles are. That's what warts are. Okay. That's what cold sores are. Okay. Any type of skin eruption is your body trying to get rid of some type of toxin or a parasite or a virus or a bacteria that does not belong there. And that is the truth. We would suggest you do a heavy metal or parasite detox for yourself and see how that goes for you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next question from, let's see, the next one should be from Believe or Not. The question is, Julius, one more question. What's going to happen on Easter 2026? Will there be an earth disaster or something else?
There won't be a disaster, Master. Time is an illusion. There are no dates and there are no times. Please stop listening to anybody that puts out a date or a time for you for an occurrence to take place.
All right, fair enough. Next question from Chris Sell. Hi, Julius. My right hip joint has suddenly become painful during the week, and I'm having trouble sitting. Is this some psychic attack or a poor sleeping position? Thank you.
Yeah, you're out of alignment. That's what we will tell you. You're out of alignment. Physically out of alignment. Physically out of alignment, which is more than likely a physical demonstration of you being energetically out of alignment, but you need to see a chiropractor or some type of practitioner that can get you aligned.
All right, thank you so much. Next question from Wendy Pala. I was guided to let off a Chinese lantern as I watched it disappear into the night sky. It came back home. It was sitting at the bottom of my stairs, still lit and perfect condition. Wow, that's something. That's me. It wasn't her saying it. Can you help explain?
It's more than likely a timeline shift that occurred for you. Okay, that's what we will tell you.
All right. Thank you so much. That was Wendy's question. The next question is, we are all in this together. My dad died today. We're really sorry to hear that. What's the death game like? Because once the white light tunnel was a trap, but now it's not. Just want him to be happy and free.
So, Master, you will understand that there is no such thing as death. Okay, let that ease yourself. If there was death, there would be nothing that follows. So the good news is that there is no such thing as death. Please try to remind yourself of that as often as you can, because in doing so, you allow yourself gateways and windows for continued communications and continued interactions and continued experiences with him. We actually declare that you dishonor a soul when you declare them dead. Dead can only be a term used when somebody chooses to make someone dead to them in their life. So please do not use the expression that a loved one or somebody that you love is dead. Please do not do that. That is an energy of separation. That is an energy of dishonoring. Okay. And that is an energy of closure. And when you're constantly feeding yourself that somebody is dead, you are closing the door for communication. Each soul will experience their next thought when they go from physical to non-physical. There is no thing that happens when you transition to every soul. You go into your next thought. You go into your next thought, just like you do when you are physical. So whatever your father is thinking about while he is transitioning, he will walk right into that next thought experience. If he was in fear when he transitioned, then he has a fear-based experience in his next awakened conscious state. If he was not in fear when he transitioned, then he will not have a fear-based experience. But there is a never-ending aspect of ongoingness. Souls do not get stuck. They move always according to their level of consciousness and to what they are thinking. You do not have to have a brain to have a thought.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next question from Hilda B. That's Hilda B's question. How can we become less needy and dependent, not only as newborns, but also throughout our lifetime? This is a great question.
Yeah, by nurturing yourselves, empowering yourselves, stepping into your power and loving yourself. Self-love eliminates neediness, because what everybody needs is love. What everybody needs is love, because they don't love themselves enough. And you generally are not taught how to do that, because there's very few people out there who love themselves completely that are willing to stand up and help teach others how to love themselves. And that's because not everybody does it the same way. So what one person finds as a way to completely nurture and love themselves may be completely foreign to somebody else. But the answer to your question, Master, is to know yourself as source, to know that you don't need anything. Need is a fear-based action. High consciousness is a love-based truth. You will never need anything when you are of high consciousness. But the ultimate answer to that is to practice self-love and non-judgment of all thought.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next question comes from Love Light Lauren. Can Julius speak a little more on why the 13th sign of Ophiuchus has been taken away and hidden from us?
Sorry, the 13 signs of what have been hidden away, Angel?
I don't know. Let's speak a little bit more on why the 13th sign, and it's called, I'm going to spell it for you, Ophiuchus, Ophiuchus, has been taken away and hidden from us.
We don't have an answer to that question. We're not sure what you're making reference to. We think that whatever you're making reference to, you're re-dialoguing something. We're not sure. Can you put it up on the screen for us to see it, Angel? Let's see if we can take a look at that question.
Of course. Of course. It's an astrological sign. Our production team is saying it's an astrological sign.
So here's the thing. So astrology is built on 12 houses. It's a 12 house theory, or 12 planets. Okay. You have approximately 16 planets in your solar system. So astrology really doesn't hold a whole lot of water and a whole lot of truth. So if you're asking us why they're holding the 13th planet from you, they're holding several planets from you. Okay. Now, Your solar system and your starship sun that births planets is constantly birthing planets. So planets go through a manifestation process just like humans do. So if you look at your sun, you can see through high powered whatever, usually black triangles, and there's energy that is bouncing around those black triangles on the sun, and then they spew those balls of energy out. So they're constantly birthing energetically things into your solar system. Once that occurs, master, that energy is affecting your solar system. So even in the process of manifestation, that energy is influencing the shifting and the nuances and the variables and the regulations of your solar system. Now, however long it takes for your scientists to acknowledge a manifested planet does not mean that that planet's life force and energy is not already affecting your solar system. So that's why we say astrology doesn't really hold water unless it does for you, because you are the one that is creating your reality through your belief and your knowing system. So astrology was just a game. It was just a game. Okay. And the truth is, they don't want to break any of the cycles that and the patterns and the theories that they can use to manipulate you with. Okay. But if you speak to any astrologer at this point, and even an astronomer at this point, and they are truthful and advanced, they're going to admit all of this. Okay. They will say, yes, there's more than 12 houses now for astrology. And they've been talking about that for 20 years now or more. They were talking about 14 houses for a long time. They're now openly talking about 16 houses, and we're telling you that there's an infinite amount of that energy. But why won't they give you that information? Well, because, master, then they can't control and manipulate you with astrology readings. And that's the truth. And that's, we don't care how angry we make the astrologers out there. It's a game, okay? Your source energy, you created the planets. Do not let them govern you. Why would you let anything that you create govern you? Okay. So those theorists don't understand that you are source energy. They believe that you are byproducts of certain things and that certain things govern you. And as long as you fully embody that truth, master, it will be true for you until you break out of that limited programmed theory of you being disempowered by anything outside of yourselves.
Excellent. Thank you. Next question. Next question comes from Ashley Bell Caswell. Hi, Julius. After watching The Fall of the Cabal, my husband said I was talking in my sleep and said, please don't tell me, I don't want to know.
Right.
Can you tell me if I was getting more info in my sleep?
Well, not just that, master, but that's your subconscious mind even rejecting what you were literally watching. Okay. So cognitive dissonance is a very interesting game. It literally limits the amount of information that you will allow yourself to hear and accept despite what's being thrown at you. Okay. And you're all programmed with cognitive dissonance. It's a mechanism for you to resist any narrative that goes against your belief system. So while you're watching things that are dumping all kinds of disclosure on you and you are programmed with cognitive dissonance, you're only going to pick up about 60% of what you just watched in your mind and in your brain. Okay. And it's an overload. It's an overload, and it's an overwhelming thing to basically be getting that much disclosure at any one short time that goes against the grain of who you have become because of what you believe. So when you are watching disclosure aspects, you are learning things that are going to take your own identity away from you as a possibility, and you will resist that. So while you're watching that, your subconscious is running a narrative that you're not aware of that's saying no more, no more, no more, no more, no, 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 no. And then when you were sleeping at night, you were just speaking that truth for yourself.
Thank you so much. This is chapter number 95 of the Ask Julius Show. Every single week on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time US, we have this incredible show where you, our beloved members of the audience, you come here and you ask questions to Julius. And Julius and their group of entities are channeled by the one and only Kasey Wallace every single week. And besides answering your questions that you are kindly sharing with us on the chat, on the different platforms that we are broadcasting to or live streaming to, we also have questions that you send through the email. To which address? support@channelingjulius.com. Support@channelingjulius.com. And you see also every single week that there's a QR code on one of the top corners of the screen. And that QR code is actually getting you to a website or a web page, a landing page, where you can see what's the special for this week or this month. And the special is for this week and this month, understanding the power of your multidimensional holographic energy field. And we will explain a little bit more of that in a few minutes. But now we have another question, in this case coming from Sarah Air. Many of my family and friends see the US government cleanup as being very negative. What is your advice on how to deal with them when they bring this up? I try to respond truthfully and in a neutral way.
Well, Masters, you can't control somebody's perception. So you can only speak through as much attempt of neutrality and non-judgment as you can. And you can only encourage people to do the same. But you can't control the way they are going to perceive something, because that's their level of consciousness and they are sovereign beings. So that's your answer. You can't tell somebody to not be negative if they don't choose to not be negative. That's the way it is. So stop being stressed out over that. The question is, how do you choose to see it? How do you choose to pass and process information and then use that information to expand you? That's the only question you need to be asking at your own self, and allow everybody else their process.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Darlene is saying, hi all, I'm happy to be here. The question is, how can we protect ourselves from 9G and still use our devices? Does iodine supplement help?
Yeah. Raise your frequency and you will protect yourself from it. We did not say that 9G was necessarily all bad. We just said you are being hit with 9G. Okay. Crystals are probably one of the best ways to defend yourself against electronic devices. Wearing them, having them by your devices, sticking them on your devices. That's probably one of the best ways to do that. But you also need to use your grounding sheets at night, and you need to be grounding during the day to ground yourself out, so that frequency is not throwing constant aspects of negativity at you. And so grounding helps, and also clearing your energetic field and making sure that you are doing things to detoxify your body, because those frequency waves are activating and attracting metals in the body. So they're throwing metals in the atmosphere as well. And those G-force frequencies are pushing those metals through the body. And so metal detoxes will help with that as well.
Thank you so much. And it's that time of the show in which we go to this incredible page explaining what is the special for the month. And as I said briefly before, this is the special, understanding the power of your multidimensional holographic energy field.
Yeah.
All right. So what is this exactly? It's a 6-part live online workshop starting on March 17th, and includes an energy bodies clearing and activation process for the last module. Tell us all about it, Kasey.
Well, over the years, we've done individual courses and classes, and we do them every month. And we decided to put together um, this package that's going to put together many, many teachings and many, many aspects of new informations in regards to exactly how the energy of your essence and your body works, how it works for you, how to get it to work for you. It's going to take you into very deep understandings of your energy bodies, your energy frequency bands, your levels of consciousness, all of the way the energetic projection fields of your thoughts and your emotions work for your reality, how to shift your reality with that. It is an in depth course. Now, this is in addition to our monthly classes that we have going on. So, this is an additional workshop, and it's a 3-week long workshop. We're going to do 2 modules a week, and you're going to have the opportunity to get some extremely interesting and very impactful information for you to understand you. Who are you? What are you? What are you doing? And how to finally feel that you have some literal control, at least energetically and frequency wise, over your life and your reality. And then we're going to do an energy frequency upgrade for you. Joyce is going to do that process for everybody in the last module. This is going to be very much likened to what you would experience during a retreat, Angel. So this is kind of like a version of an online retreat, but it's going to be spread out over a 3-week period rather than focusing and concentrating into like 4 consecutive days or 5 consecutive days. This way people can follow along as they can or as they choose to do. Everything, of course, you get in replay and all of that information. So take a look at it. This is going to be massive for you. This is going to be massive for everybody. Anytime that Julius ever does anything on the energies and the energy aspects of the physical body, people go crazy for the information. Again, over the years, we've given out that information and we've decided to revisit all of it and let Julius do an upgrade and give out some new information on it. It should be very exciting. It's always fun. It's always fun. And there's always stuff that comes through. I have no idea, really. I have some idea about what they'll talk about because they've talked about it before, but they always are bringing this new information. This year, we promised that we were going to put out more Julius. I promised that I was going to put out more Julius than I ever have in 15 years, in my enthusiasm, in my intention, and with the information that's coming through. It is pouring through me at this point, like undisrupted, like it has never done so, Angel, as you know that we've had that conversation for a little over the last year now. So we're putting Julius out and we're trying to give everybody as much access to as much of that information as they possibly can, muster and hold and use for themselves. Julius wants all of you joyous, all of you magnificent, all of you to have the best lives that you could possibly dream of. And it starts with understanding who you are and what you are doing and learning how to work all of those systems for yourself. So check it out. People are signing up for it. We're going to get started on them in March coming up. And so please check it out. I guaranteed to love this, to just love the information that's going to come through for this. Again, this is in addition to the classes that we put out each month. So it's going to be a busy month for us here at channelingjoyous.com. To say the least. And I've given up my days off for this one. I've given up my days off for the month of March to put out this programming for everybody because that's how passionate we are. And my team are really the ones that do the work. They really do the work. So they're already super busy. We get together and we go, hey, how about this? Or what if Joyce did that? And it's always a yes. It's always a yes. We get our butts kicked a little bit at the end of the month, and sometimes we're a little bit tired. It's always worth it because it's all about you guys. It's all about you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the explanation. Let me actually highlight something because I really like it when the rubber hits the road. And in practicality, what is this going to mean, like in terms of this Earthship's time? So this is a live online workshop presented through Zoom, right? I'm reading just this paragraph because I think it's important for you to know. The 6 modules will be on Monday and Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time US, starting March 17th and ending on April the 3rd. Modules 1 through 4 will be approximately 60 to 90 minutes long. The Q&A length will depend upon the number of questions submitted, and the energy process will be approximately 45 minutes. Please join us live as much as you are able, and especially for the energy body process on April 3rd. The replays, I think it's really important. The replays will be available in video, downloadable audio, and we will add all transcripts as soon as they can be completed. So that means that this is going to stay with you. You will keep this. You will have it. You will have access to those recordings for you to enjoy. All right. So I think this is really important. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being so detailed, Kasey. And let's go back to the questions because we have a lot of questions. Let me make sure that we go back to the main screen. Exactly. All right. So let me go to the next question that comes from Pura Vida, Wahine. I think both sides are playing a relay race for the same objective. Blue versus red, left versus right, etc. Is this correct?
So
That's her question.
you have a more of a nefarious energy and a lighter energy that are in war and in battle right now, Master. It has nothing to do with politics. It seems like it does, but it doesn't. The politics is just the distraction and the illusion. It's a force that's woven into every system of the Earthship. And there's been an energetic battle going on for many years, and it's coming to the forefront. It's coming to the forefront. That is the truth. Cognitive dissonance has been at play. Humanity has been absolutely blind to what is going on, and it is being exposed now. A lot of it has already been taken care of, but now they're playing out narratives, fun narratives to drop disclosure to you. So that's what you're seeing take place now. Many, 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 many of the players have been taken out. The very, very dark, nefarious, most harmful beings have already been taken out, and they've been replaced by actors, by lookalikes, by clones, so that they could figure out how they were going to soften the blow to humanity as to what is going on. So this is the way they have chosen to do it. So what you are watching is like watching a movie that's slowly going to show you some of the things that have already taken place. Keep in mind that whatever you are watching has already taken place. It's not going to take place. It has already taken place. The narrative is already done. It is already written. So we suggest you sit back, grab a bag of popcorn, and enjoy the show, and keep your vibration high. Keep it high. Many, 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 many options are still available out there because it is an inner timeline and interdimensional war. And there are still many variables that could present themselves in your line of fire or in your timeline for which you are walking. The best thing that you can do to contribute to the chaos, Master, is work on your own energy. Work on your own energy. Do not get angry. Do not react. Do not dip into the low frequency. Keep your frequency high.
Thank you so much. And by the way, Pura Vida was telling me don't try to pronounce my third word on my name tag here online. Don't worry. Thank you so much. I'm going to call you Pura Vida, which is a great thing to call you. And obviously, muchas gracias a ti. That was in Spanish. Thank you very much to you. And we have someone I did not see before, Carmelo Blandino. It's a pleasure to have you here. I think that the answer that Julius just gave to this question is also aligned with your question. Glad to have you here. Let me go up Yes, Pura Vida is here. Great to have you here. Let me go up. Carmelo was saying hello. All right. Deline was saying there's nobody else out there teaching this information. Thank you. You bet. And then Deline, thank you for the answer. And that was uh, the, the message from Pura Vida to me. Thank you so much for your understanding and flexibility. Let me keep on going up because there's always nice comments from our audience. We try to put them there all the time so we don't miss anything. All right. Yes, I think that we showed everything that was here on the chat. Let's go for the next question from Ursula Baker. Will extraterrestrials or intraterrestrials be introduced to us soon?
They're already there, Master. So they're already interacting with you. They're already interacting with you. Okay. What may end up happening is they may start showing themselves to you more through their shape shifting abilities, but most of them are shapeshifters and have already been integrated into your society, into your bloodlines, into your DNA, into your genetic codes. They've been here for centuries, just like you. If you think they're going to make some announcement on TV, like a beauty pageant, and they're all going to walk out on stage and showcase their individuality to you, we don't see that happening. Rest assured, Masters, you are not human in your singularity. You have DNA from every format and every form that you have ever worn a costume with. You have the ability to shapeshift as well. You just have been blocked from that remembrance, but they are already here. We're not sure why you feel like you need people to tell you that they're here. It's like you're asking us, when are they going to announce to you that there are felines that walk on your Earthship, or canines that walk on your Earthship, or the Sasquatch type of being? When are they going to tell you? When are they going to tell you? Master, we're going to tell you this. You cannot make anything up. Your brain does not create thought. It receives thought. Anything that you think of is. Stop waiting for somebody else to prove something to you, Master. If it is a spoken, it is a truth. You cannot make anything up. You can't make anything up. Okay. So everything does exist, and it exists in all the different timelines, all the different dimensions, and all the different realms. Okay. If you're waiting for one of them to knock on your door, then send out an energetic invitation for them to do so. We'll guarantee they will show up.
All right, thank you so much. There's a question from Amy the artist about Jasara Nisara. What will happen with all the resetting of the world and that refinances redo?
So the aspects of Nasara Jasara are already being implemented. Okay, so they're already drip feeding into your systems. This is where the taxes are being eliminated. This is where some of the refunding stuff or giving you money back, from cash and things like that. So they're already doing that. It's a drip feed system. It's a drip feed system. Okay, and the RV is taking place. And you should be seeing that whenever they decide to disclose that to you. We are not controlling that timing.
All right, thank you so much. Next question is from Chris Sell. Hello, lately I have been having strong feelings of envy and jealousy towards me that are playing out in all lifetimes. Is that accurate? Thank you.
Oh, so we would suggest that you let go of the envy and jealousy, Master. That's what we would suggest you work on. Okay, Master, there is only one of us here. There are only one of us here. So you are judging yourself through that action. And we would suggest you stop. Stop judging yourself. That is the lowest form of frequency. It is the lowest form of frequency. And you can control that. You absolutely can. Work on it. Work on it. Every time you're jealous, every time you're envious, you are judging yourself, and you are throwing bad thoughts at your own self. So it is mastery, but it is the climbing of the levels of consciousness to get you out of judgment of all thought. And since you are all thought as being source, that means that it's judgment of self that you are eliminating.
All right, thank you so much. Next question from Elizabeth Wolf. Hi, Julius. Is it true that bad bacteria overgrowth causes joint issue and other problems in the body? If so, how to keep the bacteria balanced? Thank you.
We're going to support its toxins in the body. That's what we're going to support. Okay. And you can do detoxes to get toxins and parasites out of the body. And then you can be mindful about whether you're going to continue to put them in the body. That's what we will tell you. But it is also an energy thing, master, of fear. So joint pain is inflammation. Okay. And inflammation usually has to do with toxicities in the body. But the biggest aspect of inflammation for the physical body is sugar, metal, and plastic. Sugar, metal, and plastic, all of which is in your foods, all of which is in your air, all of which is pretty much in your water. And how much you are stacking on top of the stuff that you're blind to is just making things absolutely worse for you. So do a deep dive in what you're putting in your body, masters, and do a deep dive in working continually to remove those things as efficiently as you can.
Excellent. Thank you so much. There are other questions here from people that have already asked a question. There's a new one I'm going to post here because it's referring to these ones I'm going to skip momentarily. It comes from Empress New Groove. I think she means the chemtrails. So someone is gonna ask questions about chemtrails. So hello everyone. Will Trump stop those airplane trails? I forgot what they are called, but the gases that make people sick.
Yeah, most of them have been, a good portion of them have been taken care of. They're working on eliminating the rest of them. Some of them now are selenite, ground up selenite or powdered selenite that they're dispersing in the trails to clear and clean and absorb the toxicities in your atmosphere.
All right, let's go for another question. Thank you from Pura Vida. Is it true that our planets are being manipulated and, quote, inverted, end of quote, by our current manipulators? Thanks.
Yeah, most of the things that you have been taught are inverted truths. That is a truth. That's part of the programming. So that would be anything that leads you to believing that you are an individual. That would be anything that leads you to believing that you die. That would be anything that leads you to believe that there's some type of an energy force outside of you that's going to judge you. That would be anything that leads you to believe that you are human or an embodied being rather than being source energy or source soul energy, which is pretty much all of the systems that you've been taught. So yes, most of them are inverted truths, especially religion.
I feel the need to ask a question because I think it's actually related to many questions today and throughout our shows, those 95 already shows we've had live, streamed live, which is today earlier. Let me share an anecdote with you guys. Today it was in a museum. It was a museum of art. And I'm always very attracted to the old, ancient and antiques in those museums. And as I was listening to the audience asking questions and you telling, or Julius saying, you've been taught. We're so used to seeing those relics, right? Those old, sculptures and painters. And we always see those ancient civilizations with those weird shaped, let's say, beings. And we always think that these old civilizations were like making them up. So my question to you is, would there be truth? Should we actually take more literally every time that we see those vestiges from ancient civilizations? Shouldn't we take those, manifestations of their cultures more literal rather than thinking that they were, imaginary from those cultures. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. There, in fact, you be amazed through if you study what you're calling art, or we're going to call it information passed on. Okay, um, because they use pictures, knowing that civilizations shift and change their language and shift and change their spelling. The best way to depict or to transfer energy from centuries on is to through imagery. Is through imagery. Okay. Now, although imagery does have its own deciphering process, images are much more easier to decipher, especially if you study different, what you're going to call timelines, and see similarities in the photos and in the pictures. So, one of the things you're going to see is that things haven't changed very much. You're in a loop. Okay. And the things that you have now, they had then. And the things that they had then, you have now. So, what you're mostly seeing, Master, is that time isn't real, and that everything lives in the moment of now. They're carrying computers, they're carrying cell phones, they're carrying healing devices, they're shapeshifters, they're hybrids. Okay, there's big, huge, tiny people, big, huge, massive, paramount sized people. There's super tiny little fairy gnomey tiny people. It's all real. It's all real. Now, what you are seeing with a lot of those is interdimensional travels, interdimensional beings. And we are going to tell you that your civilization in the last 1,000 years have been numbed up and blocked from your interdimensional and intertimeline travel. But prior to that, it was free, open door, and access. And they painted about it. The petroglyphs, the hydroglyphs, and things like that will show you Thoth and all of these beings that are hybrid. They look like they're hybrid beings. They're just off planet and interdimensional beings. But what's interesting is, like we said, you're just jumping around in timelines or holographic projection aspects, or you're just getting snapshots of different people's perceptions of the never ending, ongoing moment of now.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I'm going to go back to the Carmelo Blandino question that I've referred to before, just in case Julius would like to add something else about Trump. Is Trump part of the globalization program woven into the nefarious energy? Is he truly honest in his disclosures?
So Trump is not real. He's not there anymore, but we will support that the character that we believe that you're speaking of, that is the spokesperson for a lot of the planning and a lot of the disclosure that is going on, that configuration and the energy behind the dominant person that you see is the lighter and more positive energy. But the nefarious energies have cloned him and used lookalikes to try to promote things like the vaccine, and some of the other things to make him look bad. So he's not alive in your timeline anymore. And these are all clones and actors and lookalikes, and both sides have that. Okay, have that. So, but we will tell you that in his essence, as an embodied being, he was for the freedom of the people. He was related to both Lincoln and Kennedy, and they had the desire to free people up. And that is the dominant representation behind the figure that you're watching now. So that's good news for you.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Amy again. Amy, the artist, one. What is the Christ consciousness?
It's a sixth level of consciousness, Master. It is also known as hyperconsciousness state. And it is a state of living and knowing the truth that you are source. It is the highest level of consciousness while you are embodied that you can hold and be having a physical experience here on the earthship. It is fully knowing yourself as source and no longer processing any form of judgment or fear in any way.
All right, thank you so much. We have already spoken about the chemtrails today. I think Thank you, Darlene, for your additional question about it, asking if they are going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah. So as we stated, they have dropped quite a lot, and their intention is to get them completely eliminated. Hopefully within the next 3 years. That's basically the process projection for most of it.
All right, thank you so much. And now we have the one and only Sonny Dean here again, saying, hello, lovelies, just joined. I'm curious, what is the story of Titanic? Thank you.
Well, we're not sure what you mean. So the Titanic crashed and burned a long time ago. The story that you follow was a replacement ship for the Titanic that was already broken, and already everything was planned for the removal of that ship to crack to control and manipulate the financial system because of all of the financial moguls that were on the Titanic. So it had everything to do with the cabal and the elite and your financial system.
All right, thank you so much. Let me see who's next. Okay, Ursula is next again. Ursula Baker. Does that mean that astrocartography, because we were talking about astrology and astronomy before, does that mean that astrocartography isn't accurate? How do you find the best place to live without moving around a lot to try places out? That's a
Well, so
great question.
Master, that's your perception. The best place to live is your perception. Okay. Somebody living in Georgia would swear up and down this is the best place to live. Someone living in Florida would swear up and down that's the best place to live. Somebody living in Honduras may swear up and down that that's the best place to live. There is no best place to live, Master, that any device, any study, any theory, any calculation can lay out for you. That is your creation, Master. That is your creation. That's what we will tell you.
All right, thank you so much. We are almost at the end of this show, and I'm going to ask another question from Ashley. Well, excuse me, Ashley Bell Caswell. My apologies. And that is Ashley's question. Here it is. Here it goes. Some friends took their children to a Taylor Swift concert and came home obsessed about how amazing of a human being and role model she is. Is she performing magic or spells during her concerts?
Absolutely. She's a witch. She's a high level witch, satanic witch, and all of her concerts are a satanic ritual. So your children took part of in a satanic ritual. They took part in a satanic ritual, and it's all about mind control, energetic extraction. And so some of their energy was siphoned from them, some of their soul was siphoned from them. And yes, absolutely, they're brainwashed now at this point.
All right, excellent. So I want to finish the show today showing again this incredible visual that again our production team who always excels on these visuals about this understanding the power of your multidimensional holographic energy field, 6-part workshop that we're going to have from March 17th to April. Was it April? Hold on a second. April the 3rd, I think it was. Yes, April the 3rd. Okay, go ahead, take your cell phones, on your cameras at this QR code, and you will go immediately to this incredible page that we have prepared for you so that you can see it. This is the place where you will see the whole explanation of this incredible multidimensional, understanding the power of your multidimensional holographic energy field. You will see all the information of this incredible 6 parts workshop. Here, it's only $199, and you already listened to and heard Kasey explaining what an incredible workshop the entire team of Expansion Network and the Ask Julius Show has put together to make sure that it's unforgettable for you, and you will be able to keep all those videos and all those audios, all those files for you forever. Incredible value for sure. And that's pretty much it. Let me make sure that we go back to the original and beautiful layout of our screen. Here we are. And again, all the audience, let me make sure there's no logo hiding anybody here. Thank you so much to all of you for being here. We have enjoyed all your questions. We keep track of everything. Our production team is doing an incredible effort to make sure that we don't miss any of your questions. And we do that all the time, every single Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US. People from all over the world, literally, from Europe, from Africa, from the Americas, from Asia, all over the world, people are tuning in. And we really appreciate you and everybody that joined us for the first time today. We appreciate you. Any final thoughts, Kasey?
Remind everybody that you can always find everything that we're putting out there on our website, channelingjoyous.com. Channelingjoyous.com. That's where you hit for anything and everything. And like us, sign up for us on Facebook, follow us, all that fun stuff. And you can always, always, always get questions answered through our support email, and that is support@channelingjoyous.com. We have the most amazing team, and we want to just tell everybody how much we love you. Have an extraordinary week. We look forward to seeing all of you next week. Angel, have a beautiful week, please. Same with our production team. So much gratitude out there for all of you and everyone. And we will see you next week.
See you next week. Again, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody that joined us today. Thank you, everybody, to the ones that joined us for the first time. Please make sure that you go to our YouTube channel, to our Facebook channel, and you will see a lot of information. You can go even to our Telegram channel. We can go to TikTok. We really have clips of the most amazing questions asked by you that we elaborate every single week, in and out. Our production team never stops accelerating the consciousness of humanity. Why? But that's why Expansion Network is here for, to accelerate the consciousness of humanity, thanks to you, to your love, and to your light. Thank you so much, and see you next week. Bye-bye.